The antique grandfather clock in Aunt Beatrice's entryway chimed a precise 6:15, its Westminster melody a solemn herald for the evening's inevitable discomfort. Clara smoothed the fabric of her dress, the slight stiffness of the linen doing little to calm the tremor in her hands. The familiar scent of lemon polish and a faintly burnt casserole hung in the air, a perfume unique to these monthly family gatherings. She could already hear the muted clink of silverware from the dining room, a symphony of polite suffering about to begin. Her mother, bless her optimistic heart, beamed beside her. "Isn't it lovely, dear? Everyone's here." Everyone, Clara thought, meaning the usual ensemble. Uncle Thomas, whose political opinions were as rigid as his perfectly starched collars. Cousin Penelope, who never failed to inquire about Clara's single status with a pitying tilt of her head. And Aunt Beatrice herself, whose eagle eye missed nothing, especially not Clara's slightly chipped nail polish or the new streak of pink in her hair. Stepping into the dining room felt like entering a meticulously staged play. The table gleamed under the soft glow of the chandelier, a battlefield of crystal and fine china. Her place-setting was between Aunt Beatrice and Uncle Thomas, a strategic placement designed to corner her into conversation. The pot roast sat majestically in the center, a dark, imposing presence, surrounded by an array of side dishes that looked suspiciously untouched. "Clara, darling, you're just in time," Aunt Beatrice trilled, her smile stretched thin. "We were just discussing the housing market. Such a precarious time, wouldn't you agree?" Clara managed a nod, her throat suddenly dry. Before she could form a coherent answer, Uncle Thomas cleared his throat, a sound that always prefaced an inquiry best left unasked. "So, Clara," he began, his voice booming slightly louder than necessary, "still pursuing that artistic endeavor of yours? Any tangible progress to report? Galleries lining up, perhaps?" The unspoken implication hung heavy in the air, a silent judgment on her choice to be a painter instead of something more sensible. Clara felt a familiar heat creep up her neck. She took a slow sip of water, the ice clinking loudly in the silence that followed his question. "It's going well, Uncle Thomas. I'm actually preparing for a group show next month," she replied, her voice steadier than she felt. Penelope, from across the table, offered a saccharine smile. "Oh, how lovely! You know, my daughter's friend just landed a wonderful job in finance, very secure." Clara gripped her fork, the metal cold against her palm. Aunt Beatrice, sensing the brewing storm, quickly interjected. "More gravy, anyone? Thomas, dear, pass the potatoes." The conversation then shifted to the inexplicably high price of organic celery, a topic somehow more palatable than Clara's career choices. She watched the steam rise from her plate, the rich aroma of roast doing little to entice her appetite. Each forced laugh, each polite query about the weather, felt like an intricate dance, everyone carefully avoiding the landmines scattered across the polished oak table. The minutes stretched into an eternity, punctuated only by the clink of silverware and the occasional awkward cough. Clara yearned for the quiet solitude of her studio, for the honest mess of paint and canvas, a stark contrast to the sterile perfection and veiled interrogations of this polished, well-meaning, and utterly exhausting family dinner. She just needed to survive dessert.